Hey eBay sellers, it's Suzanne A. Wells. Thanks for coming back for another episode. And today is January 20th, 2017, and we are getting into tax time. So since I spent today putting all my tax stuff together for my CPA, I thought I'd make this video for those of you who don't know how to find your 1099 or 1099K on your PayPal account. So while this may not be the most exciting video, it is necessary, and this question does come up around this time every year when people are looking for these documents. So before I start, let me give you the disclaimer that I am not a tax professional and this is not tax advice. Always consult a tax professional about any tax questions you have about your eBay business. Do not take advice from people on social media. While they may mean well, the information they give may be outdated, inaccurate, or the person giving the advice may not be informed about the current tax law. So I'm not giving you any tax advice, I'm just telling you how to find these documents. Now, first of all, let's talk about the IRS for a minute. This is coming from the IRS website under the section that says Tax Laws and Issues for Online Auction Sellers. I will put the link to this site under the video so you can when you have insomnia, you can go over there and read some of this stuff. But that's where this is coming from. So, from the IRS, internet sales are taxable. Misinformation about laws such as prohibiting the taxation of internet access and limiting sales tax on interstate sales have led some to incorrectly believe that internet sales income, including online auctions, is not subject to income tax. If you are an online auction seller, you may have tax responsibilities. You may be subject to liabilities for income tax, self-employment tax, employment tax, or excise tax. Your sales may result in capital gains, non-deductible personal losses, or you may have ordinary business income. As far as the home office deduction, if you use a portion of your home for your online auction business, you may be able to take a home office deduction. In order to deduct expenses related to the business use of your home, you must carry on a bona fide business as well as meet other specific requirements. Even then, your deduction may be limited. To qualify to claim expenses for the business use of your home, you must meet both of the following tests. Your use of the business part of your home must be exclusive, regular for your trade or business, and the business part of your home must be one of the following: your principal place of business, a place where you meet and deal with customers in the normal course of your trade or business, or a separate structure you use in connection with your trade or business. So this is all stuff you need to talk about with your CPA. 1099s are required to be uploaded to your PayPal account no later than January 31st for business from the previous year. This video I will show you how to retrieve those 1099 forms. 1099s for a personal account or 1099K for business accounts. These forms are not mailed to you. You must go to PayPal to your account and download them, and it's very simple. So let's start with personal accounts. This is the header of the page when you log into your personal PayPal account. So you're going to go to the tab that is Activity. Under that, you're going to go over to the far right, and it's going to say Statements, and that's a drop-down menu where you're going to choose Tax Documents. Then you will have another drop-down menu where you can choose the tax year for the document you want, and then you will just click on the one you want and it will pop up on your screen like this, obviously filled in with your information. It will be a 1099 MISC, which is miscellaneous. Now, if you are doing your own taxes or putting things together for your CPA, what you can do once you get this electronic copy of your 1099 is just save it somewhere to your computer, or what I do is Dropbox. I have everything in a Dropbox that I share with my CPA, so I don't have to print copies of stuff. I don't have to print things out and write on it and highlight stuff, and everything is in electronic format shared with her. I file my taxes actually monthly. So this is something, I'm on top of it every month simply because I don't want to get behind. I do not want a giant tax bill at the end of the quarter or the end of the year. So that may be something you want to talk about once you get to a certain level of selling. Because for me, I just like to stay on top of it and pay my taxes monthly so that everything, I don't have any surprises. And I've done it the other way, and it's very stressful to get these huge tax bills at the end of the quarter, and I don't like that. So this is my system. Everything I have is electronic. I have bank statements, credit card statements. I pull my PayPal activity and sort that by type of transaction. Of course, I've got things like courses and ebooks and consulting and other things besides my eBay sales in there. But this is very organized. You don't use a bunch of paper. You don't lose anything. And you can just share it with your CPA with one click on Dropbox. Dropbox is free up to a certain amount of storage. So most people just need the free version. So, check that out if you're not using it. Okay, so business accounts. You folks out there with a business account probably already know this, but for some people who are graduating to a business account or just getting started, you may not know where to find this report. So this is the page when you're logging in, and you will go to the Reports tab, and then all the way at the bottom on the left-hand side, you'll see tax documents, and it's kind of grayed out, so it's hard to see it. You will go to that page and you will choose your tax year, and again you will see that the only thing in there is going to be the 1099K. Choose your year, and then there's your document. You click on it and see this was they still haven't uploaded the ones for 2017 yet. This is from 2016, so PayPal has not uploaded these yet for the current year. So it's usually near the end of January when you start to see these. So this is mine from last year. Obviously I've covered up all the information, so I'm not going to share that here, but this is what it looks like, your 1099K, and you can just save that the same way just by doing a save as to either a folder on your desktop, your computer somewhere, however you want to save it. So eBay earnings must be reported even if you do not receive a 1099 from PayPal. PayPal issues those 1099s to sellers who sell both of this criteria, 200 transactions and $20,000. Now the reason for this is because this is coming from the government. This is not like PayPal's rule. This is the government making them do this, the IRS, because the IRS is trying to look for people that are doing this as a business, and they define that threshold of doing this as a business as these two criteria, 200 transactions and $20,000. So like if you sold a car and you had the person pay through PayPal and it was $25,000 and that's all you sold, that's all you used your PayPal account for the entire year, you would not get a 1099 because you didn't have 200 transactions, you just had one. Or if you had 150 eBay transactions and less than $20,000 in sales, you're not going to get one. But that doesn't mean you don't have to report the money you made. Remember the first part of the video where you still have to report that. If you are not keeping up with your sales, expenses, cost of goods sold, all of that kind of stuff that you can deduct, I have a spreadsheet I recommend for you. Just look below the video for that link. And this was designed by an eBay seller for eBay sellers. What's really important here is you want to keep up with your expenses. Like shipping is an expense. eBay fees are an expense. PayPal fees are an expense. Shipping supplies are an expense. All of that, because when you put the numbers in for your sales, you want to have stuff you can subtract out to get that number down so your taxes are less, because you have to report it no matter what. But that's why it's so important to keep up with your expenses, because when tax time comes around, you don't want to estimate that. You want to know what those numbers are so you can deduct those numbers correctly and bring down your taxable income. And that's what a lot of people are afraid of with eBay is, all the taxes they're going to pay. And yeah, you're going to pay some because you're making money, and that's the way it is in this country. That's just what we have to deal with. But so I highly recommend that spreadsheet for you to keep up with things. Start now for this year. Get organized so that next year and subsequent years you won't be scrambling around trying to get everything together at the last minute. You can be shopping and listing and shipping and doing your business like you're supposed to, and not running around, like a chicken with your head cut off, scared to death of April 15th because you don't have it together. So just remember that the IRS does require that you pay taxes on your earnings. Please do not ask me any tax questions below this video. I'm not going to answer them. You need to contact a CPA in your area. Ask your friends, ask other small business owners, other entrepreneurs who they use. Get referrals from people who have a CPA. I'm glad to answer your questions about the spreadsheet, that type of thing, but I cannot answer any tax questions because I am not a tax professional, and that's a big no-no. I'm just not going to do that. So anyway, hopefully that helps you. I don't mean to scare you on this, but it's a part of doing business. If you're going to have a home business, this is the part that most people hate. But, what is it? The only two things in life that are sure thing is death and taxes. And guess what? We're at the taxes time right now. So I hope this helped you out. You can find those forms on PayPal. Get your taxes done early. Don't wait, because you're going to want to be working on your business around tax time. And that's actually a good time of year for selling, because people are getting their refunds and they've got money. They want to spend that money on themselves. It's not like Christmas where people are spending money on other people. They're spending money on themselves. So get your taxes done early, get them out of the way so you can get back to listing and have great items ready for when everybody else gets their refund. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.